And week 2 of the SFL continues here in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Snake Pit. And it's a rematch of a Season 19 Classic as the Canton Classics take on the Indianapolis Ramblers. Hello everybody, Ethan Muslin here with my partner John Warren. John, the last time these two teams met, the only time they've met, was back in Season 19. Indianapolis scored 35 unanswered points to make one of the greatest comebacks in SFL history, beating Canton 38-33. Are we in store for another classic here tonight with Canton?
I mean, we may be, because I really like the way these two teams came out in week 1. It's really strong, unsurprising performance from Canton's backfield with Robert Johnson and Logan Lee coming over from Vancouver. And of course, a hot start for Colin Pierce and the Ramblers. So I'm expecting a lot of offense. I'm expecting a lot of fireworks. I don't know about erasing a 30-point deficit, but I just hope we're in for a good game.
I'm not sure about that one either, but that's one of the great things about the SFL. Anything can happen in this league. And we're talking about hot starts. Canton had a great start last week. They flanked Arizona 28-0, and thankfully Scorpions got back on the winning side. Earlier this weekend. Indianapolis had that 10-point win against Atlanta. We'll see how it fares tonight as Canton takes the ball out first in the opening kickoff, and it will be returned up to the 28-yard line. That was a return there from number 12, Andrew Gibson. So we will see Scar Patterson, the former San Diego Maverick, who's now in his second season here in Canton, got an All-Star nod last season at season 19. Back when he was over in San Diego, doing his second season under the helm on the outskirts of Cleveland. 1st and 10 from the 28. There'll be a handoff going to the right side. Met at the line for no gain. Adam Wiseman making the stop. That was Robert Johnson on the carry, but they'll give him about one.
Scar Patterson's obviously a really talented quarterback, but they're kind of maybe asking him to be a bit of a game manager this year with this incredible backfield he's got. So he doesn't have to do a lot for this team for it to be successful.
Going to 3 wide for second down. Pressure coming here from the blitz. They'll throw it out and overthrew his target, incomplete. That one was going to be intended for the tight end, Jack Wall. So good pressure from the Indianapolis front 7 to set up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, good pressure and good coverage on Jack Wall. He was doubled up pretty well. Scar Patterson put it up high, but still way too high for any of those guys to get. So 3rd down.
3rd down, they'll go with 2 and 2. Looks like the tight end flexed out on the right side. And they will put a man in motion to the right side as well. That's number 85, Bob Lung. Now set to 4 receivers on the right side, all lined up. Only 4 on the rush. Patterson with time to throw. Gets it up the middle. Will be completed to Ryan Owens up to the 45, 46-yard line. That'll get about 18 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a great route. Great decision for Scar Patterson. Ryan Owens was pretty quiet in last week's game with only 1 catch, but that was a good start to get these receivers involved.
Great pass there up the middle, moving the chains, getting close to enemy territory. First completion of the day there, going for 18. We'll reset the downs for 1st and 10, just at the 47-yard line. 3 receivers and an offset back versus the nickel defense. It'll be a handoff with a quick run up the middle there for Johnson, who goes nowhere as Talamac Scarborough makes the stop for no gain. We'll introduce the rest of this Canton Classics offense. Quarterback Scar Patterson. Dual running back threat of Robert Johnson and Logan Lee, who just came from Vancouver. Fullback is Bill Cherry. Wide receivers Ryan Owens, Andrew Gibson, Al Dillapre Sr., and Bob Lung. Tight end is Jack Wall. On the line, Jacques Lepancake, Max Von Linga, Adam Chance, and Girth Lord at guard, and Kira Kilgallen, the rookie, at center, as that pass overthrown again to bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, so far the Ramblers have really been impressive on that front 4, stopping the run, not allowing Canton to get into 2nd and short, 3rd and short situations. So another 3rd and long here.
They got to get in enemy territory to have a chance to move the chains. 3 wide to the right side. Patterson facing 5 on the rush. Gets it covered. Gets it completed to Dillapre Sr., but he's going to be short of the line to gain. They'll give him about 9 yards to get to the 44 of Indianapolis. But that'll bring up 4th down and 1.
Yeah, Dillapre was their leading receiver last week, and it was a good route, but just needed to go with it. And they're going for it on 4th and 1. So this is huge already.
I like the call played here. It's a tight eye formation here for 4th and 1. They snap it, hand it off up the middle. Johnson gets the first down, gets to the 39 for 5, and a moving of the chains for the Classics.
And as we saw last week, I think Robert Johnson is going to be the back that they put in their short yardage, goal-to-go situations. Great blocking up front. Great first down by Robert Johnson.
Johnson's only had 3 carries so far this game, but they've been crucial. That big 5-yard play, keeping the drive alive for the Classics. Pressure coming on first down. They'll check it down to Dillapre, who evades a tackler, but only gets about 3 on the play for 2nd down and 7. That was Adam Wiseman once again with the stop. We'll introduce the rest of the Rambler defense. On the line is Chad Rowland, Mac Dre, Robert Cherry, and Derek Jenko. Linebackers are Adam Wiseman, Kenneth Gaston Jr., Thomas Matthews, and Talamax Scarborough. Corners are Ernest McCray Sr., Jermaine Menefield with Rick Evans. Safeties are Mike Ryan, Jack Russell, and Melodious Manning. And there's another run for Johnson with Menefield on the stop. Let's bring up 3rd down and 5. Canton hasn't been able to get the run game going so far in the early minutes.
No, they haven't given Logan Lee, I think, any looks so far. He had 145 yards last week on 22 carries, so they expect him to get involved, but so far it's been a lot of Robert Johnson.
And Johnson is in the backfield for this one, 3rd and 5 with a nickel defense for Indy. Patterson the throw, facing the pressure. He can't get around Scarborough, and he brings him down for a 6-yard loss. Huge sack for the Indy defense. That should force a punt.
Yeah, Scarborough is having a huge game so far, and he's had a really nice start to his season. He's just kind of living in his opponent's backfields, and that's a huge sack for a loss. 4th and 11. They're not going to go for this one. I expect them to punt.
And they are set up in the punt formation. That'll be Charles Brown, the second season punter, to kick this one away. Good snap. And the kick is up, going down the right side. Thought they might go for a coffin corner. It will be fair caught over at the Indianapolis 14. So a good defensive hold by the Ramblers in their own territory. Forces the Canton to go home with no points. And now we will see Colin Pierce under center for Indy for the first time tonight.
Colin Pierce was so good last week. He had almost nearly 130 QBR, no touchdowns. We'll see what he does here in this first drive.
Starting off with twins to the left. He'll go for the pass. Pierce time in the pocket. We'll check it down. Quick pass completed to Ryan Roosevelt to get 6 on the play.
Roosevelt has been their main target. It does not lead in touchdowns. That belongs to Banfield over there on the other side. But Roosevelt had a huge game last week, over 200 yards, and they want to get him involved early.
Yeah, Roosevelt was all the talk of season 21 last season. Did really well for himself there, getting second place in passing yards with over 1,250, as that play will only go for about 2. Canton defense hoping to hold Indianapolis inside their own red zone. They're just at the 20-yard line here. See if they can make something work here. Twins to the right for 3rd down. Blitz coming up the middle. Watch out! And from the right side of Pierce comes number 99, Jabril Curse. And there's another sack for the defense, and there'll be a 3-and-out for the Ramblers.
That is just incredible. Dialing up some pressure on 3rd and long, gets them into trouble again. And we're going to have back-to-back punts.
Great job on the Canton defense. That will force Indianapolis to have Philip DeField, the undrafted free agent, to punt this away from his own goal line. Kick is away. We fielded at about the 40 of Canton. They'll push it up for about 10.
Wow.
Great return to get about a net punt of about 35 as the ball lands gets down right at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, Gibson doesn't get a lot of action on the offense, but in special teams, he has been impressive so far in this game, and they're going to start this drive at midfield. So incredible field position for Scar Patterson on this second drive.
Yeah, Gibson did some punt returning last season. Returned 24 returns for 83 yards, averaging about 3.5. Not the best, but still, that was a great run considering the average he had last season, as that is a run for Johnson who goes nowhere. And again, it's Telemax Scarborough making the play to set up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not seeing more of Logan Lee so far. It's just been a lot of Robert Johnson, who's really great, again, in those short yardage situations. But on 1st and 10, I would expect more Logan Lee.
They might sub out Lee for when Johnson gets a little more tired here. 2nd down as he faces some pressure. Penalty marker down here on the play. As that pass was intended for Jack Wall. I think the defender might have gotten there a little early.
Yeah, I think Rick Evans got there just a tad early. We're going to see.
Yeah, they will call it on Rick Evans for pass interference, so that'll put the ball at the Indy 37. So a 13-yard penalty will move the chains for Canton.
Yeah, and that's kind of a mental mistake that, you just don't want to give up. I mean, Canton has not been able to move the ball that well so far in this game, but they sure did last week. So you don't really want to give them those free yards. It could come back to hurt them, especially this far down the field.
Yeah, you're starting to slowly consider maybe getting into field goal range here, maybe getting into about the 30. It's probably where you're going to start getting into ideal position to get some points. Dillapre Sr. in motion over to the left side. They will have Menefield giving chase. 1st and 10 from the 37. Pressure coming for Patterson. Throws it into coverage and completed to Ryan Owens down to the 20-yard line. 2 catches for Owens. Now he's up to 35 on the day.
And that was a perfectly placed ball. I mean, the coverage was excellent, and he put it basically right only where Ryan Owens could get it. And wow, what a completion. And Ryan Owens active today, 35 yards on the day. That's the 2nd catch.
Brings him right to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 to go. They're just outside the red zone. A little bit of late pressure here as the pass will be completed. Dillapre Sr. only going for about 3 on that play.
Yeah, a little behind Dillapre. Didn't really hit him in stride, so he had to go down and get it. And sets him up for a decent gain on 1st down. And 2nd and 7 coming up.
Twins over to the right side, 1 receiver left. Nickel package set up for the Ramblers. Looks like Johnson's in that offset position. They will run it to him. Oh, and he is blasted by Adam Wiseman behind the line. Goes down for a loss of 3. He just shoved him to the ground and said, "No, you may not, sir."
One of the league leaders in tackles for loss so far this season. And boy, add another one to the pile. That was a huge hit in the backfield.
They're now for 3rd down. Patterson throwing out right side. Completes it to Dillapre, who rolls down to the 2-yard line. Tackled by Mike Ryan. But it's 1st and goal for the Classics.
God, these are gutsy throws by Scar Patterson. And really, really, really accurate balls. We saw a few overthrows in that first drive, and he looks a little bit more locked in now. And another great completion to Dillapre Sr.
Give some quick love back to Wiseman. Last season, 21 tackles for loss. Put him 6th in the league in that category.
He's on pace to shatter that this year, too. Which is
if it can hold. Handoff up the middle. No, going back to the outside does not happen as Johnson tried to adjust. But Menefield there on the stop. It's a loss of 2 for 2nd and goal.
Give credit to Indianapolis for setting this front up to stop the run. They're obviously committed to that, but there's not a lot of motion in the backfield to free up space for these running backs to make cuts and decisions. They're running into traffic really early.
Handoff again. This one to the fullback, and that is going to be only about a yard with the stop from Jack Russell. And that one was going to number 26. That's a backup fullback, Jim Finn. Getting back to the original line, now 3rd down and goal. Back into that goal line set. They only got, looks like a tight end flexed out to the right side. Elliott handoff up the middle for the fullback and denied again! Denied again at the line of scrimmage by Jack Russell. Great goal line stand from the Ramblers. Canton's going to have to go for 3.
Indianapolis is impressively committed to the run here. It is really, really hard to stop Robert Johnson, Logan Lee, and the rest of this backfield. These blockers are great. Holding them to 3, an attempt on 3 here is a huge win for Indianapolis.
Rob Ends to kick the field goal. That's effectively an extra point. It is up and through. That goes down for a 9-play, 49-yard drive. but Canton only getting a field goal out of it. It'll be 3-0 in favor of the Classics.
I think that's a win, though. I mean, for Indianapolis, you're holding 2 players with 3 touchdowns between them last week. You're not allowing Canton to get that touchdown, that crucial first touchdown, and really impressive stand.
Absolutely. This will be taken just inside the end zone. This is Jeff Banfield running it out. He'll get back beyond the 20, so he will get some profit on it and bring it out to the Indianapolis 23-yard line. So we will see Colin Pierce come out onto the field once again. Last drive for Indy ended up with a 3-and-out with a total loss of 5 yards. So hopefully the Ramblers will have better luck on this next set of plays.
Yeah, Indianapolis has to do better in pass protection. That was obviously not the kind of drive that they wanted to start, but that defensive stand just previously might have energized them a little bit. Colin Pierce coming out. He's had a great season so far. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, 2 drives going into their own territory, and they've held Canton to 3. Pierce under a little bit of pressure, gets it away, completes it to Roosevelt for a gain of 7. Great quick release from Pierce to get the gain. Let's introduce the Rambler offense. Quarterback Colin Pierce. Halfbacks are Tino Sosa and Christian Pierce. Fullbacks are Joe Harleman. Wide receivers Rob Hunt, Devin Lloyd, Ryan Roosevelt, and Jeff Banfield. Tight ends are Randy Pierce and Jimmy Wint. On the line at tackle, Jimmy Hayes and Hayden Marlowe. There'll be a handoff up the middle, and Christian cannot get anything going on that play. He's stuck right back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and this is it's not a team that is probably going to be set up to run. Christian Pierce, good back, but not expected to be the workhorse of this offense. This is more of a passing offense, so it's a complimentary back.
Oh, and it's going to be a sneak from Cullen that goes nowhere. It ends up being only about a 1-yard gain as Dimitri Monzuma made the stop.
Head scratcher.
I get why you're trying to catch him off guard, but it ends up going as another 3-and-out for Indianapolis.
Yeah, head scratcher. You want to get Ryan Roosevelt in space, try to get the ball in his hands, I feel like, and trying to get a little cute with it.
DeField will punt this one away. This will be fair caught, as there's a little bit of coverage there on the play from Ryan.
Just enough.
Take it right to the Canton 27. Yeah, Mike Ryan doing a great job just running down that field, getting his 40 sprints in there.
Yeah, that's a fast gunner. Bit of a longer field now for Star Patterson, but they've been able to move the ball pretty easily over the last drive and a half.
Yeah, this is the furthest back that Canton has been so far today, but it's only by about a yard. So, effectively, average starting position for them so far tonight. As the handoff will get about 2 yards, and that is another tackle there against Robert Johnson by Adam Wiseman.
And the Ramblers are really just saying, hey, we're going to make Scar Patterson earn this win. This is what Scar Patterson is going to have to drop back. He's going to have to deliver the ball to Dillapre, to Gibson, to whoever he can. They're saying they can't win this game the way they won last week.
End of 1 in the books, and Canton is only up by a field goal as they lead the Ramblers 3-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on YouTube. We'll flip the field and come right back. Here we go. Quarter number 2 about to get underway here in the Snake Pit. Ethan Muslin and John Warren here on the call for you tonight in Indianapolis. There's another handoff to Robert Johnson, and again Wiseman making the play. He's kind of been the go-to in the front 7 with Scarborough kind of doing the backup work.
Yeah, Wiseman almost by himself is holding Robert Johnson to 0.7 yards a carry here so far in this game. He's having a great game tackling in the backfield.
Patterson to throw, looking from the middle, and we'll get it over to Owens, who's been kind of the primary receiver tonight, getting his 3rd catch of the day, and that's good for Canton first down.
Yeah, really great. He just got in front of his defender there. That was Mike Ryan, safety on him. Not an easy coverage assignment for Mike Ryan. And a really nice pickup again for Ryan Owens.
Yeah, that puts him up to just a hair under 50 yards so far today. We're trying to get our team stats up unupdated for you as soon as we can. And the pass over here to the left side is covered by McCray. And again, Owen's the intended target there. And you see the team stats, 82-9 in favor of Canton in total yards. That is an insane number so far.
Yeah, dangerous throw there by Scar Patterson. McCray almost had his second pick of the season.
As Indy sets up in a bit of a tight nickel defense for 2nd and 10. 3 receivers, 2 to the right. And it looks like Menifield's trying to cover 2 at the same time. Might be a bit of a zone. Patterson looking to throw. Goes left side. Completes it over to Jack Wall, the tight end. Gets inside the 40 of Indy, and it's a first down.
Yeah, you could see that Indianapolis sent some extra defenders up to try to get to Scar Patterson. So you had that one-on-one coverage, and that was just a great ball. A little bit behind Jack Wall on purpose. He was able to lay out, make the catch.
Yeah, he ended up getting Rick Evans in his behind, so he had a wide open spot to get Wall right to him. Handoff here for Johnson, and again, met at the line by Wiseman. It'll only go down for a gain of 1.
Who else? I mean, Wiseman. He's got a very specific assignment today, and he's doing very, very well with it so far.
And that is kind of the job of the middle back. It's you're trying to keep an eye on the runner, see where they're going, and seal off that gap. 2nd down for Patterson as the blitz is coming. They're going to throw it out, and it's broken up by Mike Ryan. Incomplete. That one intended for Gibson.
I'm really impressed with this Rambler scheme so far. You're seeing them basically almost every down. They're bunching up in the middle of the D line. They're not allowing much space to form. They're saying we are going to stop the run. They did it again. What an interesting commitment to stopping the run and making Scar Patterson pass.
And when you have 2 really good runners in Robert Johnson, even if Logan Lee's not on the field, the threat of having him is still good enough. Patterson with a bit of a late blitz. Oh, gets it away just before he's brought down, and that is incomplete. I think that might have been Gaston Jr. making the late rush.
Yeah, it was, and it was a lot of pressure up the middle, off his back foot. Scar Patterson had a man open, but just could not put that ball with accuracy on his target.
Yeah, it's on his back foot, facing the pressure. He was just lucky to get that thing away and not take the sack. Brown with the coffin kick. This one's going to be fielded. No, they're going to bounce it out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. If you are new to the Simulation Football League, welcome aboard. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet and greet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It is never too late to get involved. 3rd drive for Indianapolis about to get underway here. They've only had 8 plays so far this half. It'll be a pitch out to the left side for Christian, who has room to run. Gets a bit of a stiff arm. And we'll run it out to about a gain of 4 for 2nd and 6.
I think the toss plays make sense, though. Open up that Canton defense a little bit. Maybe create a little bit more space for some receivers to run for Colin Pierce. So probably a decent adjustment there.
They'll go to a heavy I formation. They've got Roosevelt on the right side. It'll be a run, and that attempt on the left side for Tino Sosa goes nowhere for a loss of 1 with the tackle there from Dedrick Law. Let's introduce the rest of the Canton Classic defense. On the line is Mike All, Jabril Curse, LL Volton, Neil Rivers. Linebackers are Mark Ronick, DJ Kilgannon, Kevin Brackett, and Dimitri Monzuma. Corners are Evan Lacey, Frank Bernstein, Josh Durr, and Dedrick Law. The pass here for the left side is incomplete. There will be a penalty on the play. I think that might be one of those said corners in a pass interference situation. And on the safety side is Kanye Rockefeller and King Jamal. Yeah, that one is going to be called on Mark Ronick, the inside linebacker who got the waggy finger.
Yeah, Gronick, he got his head turned back around. I don't know if I love that call, but
he was in the way of the route. I can see why they threw that.
Yeah,
he got in the way of that play, and they're going to call that one every time. So it'll be a first down at the 41.
It's tough for a linebacker in space. It's tough for a linebacker in space.
Well, it's tough for a linebacker on Earth, too. 1st and 10 with trips to the left side. Looks like it might be Sosa or Christian. It is, no, it's a check down here. That was Lloyd in the backfield. And the completion down to Roosevelt for a gain of 4. Quick little slant there. They had a bit of an interesting substitute there, having the receiver there in the backfield.
Yeah.
Looks like they're in the regular back set now. Looks like it's Sosa and Harleman. No, excuse me. It's Pearson Harleman in the backfield. Calling the throw.
Whoa.
Oh! Man, the line just kind of collapsed on that one as King Jamal gets the sack. It ends up as a loss of 5.
Yeah, just no hat on him. That guard was late to get around to make the block. I think they were maybe expecting more of an inside rush, and instead they came around the corners, and that was a quick sack, putting them in a really tough situation in 3rd and long.
They're going for 5 wide for Colin. Has time to the right side. Gets it away and completed to Lloyd, who will get it into enemy territory inside the 40 and an Indy first down.
Yeah, it's a great time for Devin Lloyd's first catch of the season. He just gets behind his defenders here, and Pierce puts enough air on that ball to get it above the defender. And wow, that was a really, really well-placed ball and a great conversion at 3rd and 11.
A big gain there for Lloyd. Yeah, they're going to put it at the 41-yard line inside enemy territory. And I believe, if I'm looking at that correctly, I think that might be the first time all game that they have been in that position. Pitch out to the left side for Christian, and he will get a really good gain on that outside sweep. It'll go for a gain of about 6 or 7, and we have an injury on the play. It's Dedrick Law of Canton. He is down.
That's tough. Yeah, you hope he's okay, obviously. He's a big part of the secondary for Canton, so hopefully he'll be back in the game soon.
Yeah, Dedrick Law last season was the top tackler of the corners for Canton with 45, and had the most pass deflections as well with 8. So he is definitely a key contributor for the Canton secondary. Hopefully, we'll see him come back into the game at some point. 2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard gain from Christian, and they will hand it off to him again. Has room on the gap, and will get that first down to the 28-yard line. Now the Indy running game is starting to show itself.
Yeah, these lanes are opening up just a little bit. You know, I think it's because Colin Pierce has been able to make a couple of completions. I think Canton is adjusting, spreading out a little bit. Now we're seeing those lanes come open.
1st and 10 from the 27. You see Sosa and Harleman in the twin back set. It'll be a handoff over to Sosa. We'll get about 3. And the running game is starting to get into motion a little bit here. That's another good gain.
Yeah, Sosa had a quiet week last week, but I really do expect him this season to be a big part of the Ramblers' success if they can get this run game going. Colin Pierce is obviously a talented quarterback, but to go far into the postseason, they need a running game too.
And going from 5 on the line, Canton makes the stop on the play with Kevin Brackett. Ends up going for a yard loss for Christian. Now 3rd down and 9 coming up.
And we've seen Monzuma with some good tackles. Now we're seeing Kevin Brackett make his way to the backfield. He's having a good start to his season. So Canton coming together.
Calling the throw on 3rd down with 2 and 2. Throws out right side. Oh, out of the hands of the receiver, Jeff Banfield, the intended target. It will be incomplete. And you think they might be in range for a field goal here?
I think so. They've gotten pretty far down the field. Yeah, I think Kiefer's going to attempt this one at 43 yards.
So
Made one last week.
Top Kiefer from 43 yards, right in the middle of the field. Let's see if he can make a good one here. Kick is up and on its way. It's fading, and it's good. Points on the board for Indianapolis. They tie it up 3-3 with 4:45 to go here in the first half. So far, a bit of a defensive struggle for both of these teams, but that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see those defenses really hold out, hold their own, and really make it difficult to earn those points.
I mean, sure, we saw some explosiveness last week with 270 rush yards for Canton. Obviously, Ryan Roosevelt had 200 plus yards through the air. Could not have a more different start to this game.
This one taken from the 7-yard line. It'll be returned up to the 33, about a 26-yard return on that play for Gibson. If you are liking the game so far, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. And look at that, first points given up this season for Canton in 6 quarters. Remember, they blanked Arizona 28-0 last week. They held Indianapolis to 0 in the first quarter. So about not bad, about 55 minutes.
Yeah.
No point. That's pretty good run. Good job for the defense.
Yeah, no, that's a really solid job for sure.
Anderson with the throw to the right side, complete one-handed to Ryan Owens, gets the first down around the 45.
Ryan Owens just having a really impressive game so far. Oh man, just snatched that out of the air. And yeah, back to your point about Canton giving up the first points. I mean, yeah, if they continue to basically put up or keep offenses to about half a point a quarter, they're going to have a really successful season. So.
Don't think that'll be happening, but straight happen. The pitch out to the right side will be good for Logan Lee. There's his first run of the day as he crosses midfield up to the enemy 30-yard line and a first down.
I mean, when you hand the ball off to Logan Lee, good things happen. I don't really know what was going on in that first quarter, but good to see him in the game. And you can see why he is going to be such a huge part of this offense. He had a huge season last year for Vancouver, and now he's joined this backfield, this talented backfield, to give Scar Patterson a really dangerous weapon.
I mean, Logan Lee was one of the highest paid rookies last season. Yeah. He did have to take a bit of a pay cut here, but he's still about a $2.2 million back for Canton, and they've got themselves a gem for sure in free agency. 3 wide to the right side for first down. Blitz coming. Patterson throws it out. Gets it completed. Oh, but Dillapre couldn't get into a forward motion. It'll go down for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Dillapre came back to that, but his momentum just carried him into the backfield. He almost would have been better off if he had batted that pass down, but he thought he might have been able to make something happen. Couldn't quite get upfield.
Just could not put on the brakes on that one. It goes for a 2-yard loss. 2 and 2 for second and 12. But they will put Dillapre in motion to the left side to put 3 in that position. You see Menefield trying to get back around to defend his receiver. Patterson to throw, blitz up the middle, and covered. Oh, but he's brought down by Derek Jenko. That'll be another loss of 5, and this Canton drive is going in the wrong direction very quickly.
Jenko is going to get that credit, but who was right there with him? It was Scarborough. Had a huge first quarter and put some pressure on him late, and then Jenko able to finish the job. This is just a really, really, really nice game so far by this Ramblers defense.
So 2 plays ends up with a -7. This will be 3rd down and 17. From the 37, they got to get to the 20 to move the chains. Patterson with time, throws out right side, intercepted by Menefield. He'll go back the other way and brought down to the 27 of Indianapolis. What a great defensive play for the Ramblers. 3 consecutive plays. Loss, sack, pick.
And it's kind of what we talked about at the beginning of the game. If you're going to make Scar Patterson beat you, if you're going to stop the run, if you're going to commit to stopping the run, if you're not going to get Logan Lee going, you're going to have more passes, more dangerous passes. Scar Patterson is known to have some picks from time to time, and that was another killer one, and now Indianapolis is in business from their own 27.
Once again, denying Canton's offense the opportunity to score points. They've held him to 3 in these last 2 quarters. Calling the throw, quick pass up the middle for Roosevelt. Shakes 1 tackle, but has to get surrounded and brought down by Gronick. It'll end up going for a gain of 6.
Yeah, Roosevelt not really getting those big streaky yards like he had in the game last week. He's getting these tough catches in the middle and trying to fight for yardage. So really different look this week.
Second down with the receiver. That's Roosevelt over on the right side. It'll be a handoff for Christian, and he's denied. And he'll be down for another 2-yard loss. That one taken down by the free safety, Kanye Rockefeller. And that'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We are locked in a tie at 3 apiece. You are watching the SFL presented by APM Music here on YouTube. So here we go, third down from the 31-yard line with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Colin, quick pass, land the middle, intercepted! That is picked off by Evan Lacey. Room to run down to the 28-yard line. So a tit-for-tat interception from the Canton defense, and now they've got a prime opportunity to take the lead.
Yeah, this is Colin Pierce's first pick of the season, and he wants that one back. He threw into what was essentially quadruple coverage there. He's had some really nicely placed balls so far this season, but that was not one of them. And now Canton is in serious business inside the 30 of the Indianapolis Ramblers.
A great opportunity for Canton to score if they can make it happen. From the 28, first and 10, 3 receivers, 2 to the left. Patterson faces a late blitz, throw up the middle. Oh, and it's caught! Can he get around it? No, he cannot. A great catch for Jack Wall. He's down inside the 5 to the 2. It'll be first and goal for Canton.
Yeah, Jack Wall had a great catch earlier in the game for 21, and now this one puts him in business. He's got almost 50 yards so far in this game on 2 catches. So really, really important to get your tight ends in the game, and Jack Wall's having a good game so far.
Yeah, Wall's been having himself a great time. 2 receptions for 47 yards so far tonight. Handoff up the middle for Johnson, and again denied at the line of scrimmage. They'll probably give him about a 1 or 2 yard loss. As you see the rushing yard comparisons here on the top left of your screen, it's only a 2-yard difference between the two squads, but that loss brings it down to a tie. Quick snap, and it's Logan Lee right side. He breaks through! Touchdown, Canton! Logan Lee from about 5 yards out, just denying the defenders a chance to tackle him, and he puts Canton ahead.
Absolutely no disrespect to Robert Johnson, who's an incredible running back, but you got to give Logan Lee the ball more. And the 2 times he's touched it, it was a huge gain, and now a touchdown for Canton. And they go up right before the end of the half. Great short field drive for Canton. Put some points on the board.
Yeah, you saw him just kind of shove Jack Russell down to the turf in a bit of a stiff arm there to get him out of the way. Ends up going for the score. 3 plays, 27 yards for the touchdown. As the kick from Rob Ems is up, and it's good. Of course, that distance was only worth 1 point and not 3, but it'll make it a 10-3 lead with 1:08 to go here in the first half. Canton Classics fans, the team needs your help. Van Lacey, the father of Evan Lacey, is raising reward money to solve his son's murder from $8,000 to $20,000. The Classics have set up a GoFundMe account and would appreciate your consideration in donating or even just sharing the link in your social circles. Let's help Van keep his final promise to his son and bring peace to his family. Visit GoFundMe.com and search A Father's Promise. Lloyd on the return on that play will bring it out to the Indy 25. They've got all 3 timeouts. They're going to have to go 75 yards to tie the ball game. It is entirely in the realm of possibility. They could make it happen.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Colin Pierce is aired it out quite a bit so far this season, and Roosevelt's been converting, so it's definitely possible.
First and 10 with 2 receivers right with the tight end. They'll pitch it out to Christian, and he cannot get around the defender. It'll go down for no gain with Jamal making the stop.
Yeah, Indianapolis might be content to just go into the half down by a touchdown. We'll see if they attempt to do something here on 2nd and 10.
If they can make a first down here, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go down the length of the field.
For sure.
38 seconds to go here in the half. Twins to the right side and the twin back set. Colin will hand it off up the middle for Christian. Has room to run, and will get about 7. But yeah, they're not going to do anything with it just yet. Might try to go for a quick play here. Yeah, they're already going right to the line with 20 to go. 3 receivers, 2 to the right with the I formation. Nickel pack for Canton, coming down to about 10 seconds to go in the half. Roosevelt in motion. They want to have any chance here. They got to snap the football. 5 seconds on the clock. 4 seconds. 3. They're going to snap it, hand it off, and up the middle for Sosa. Cannot get to the line to gain. So nothing doing there for those plays. I think you're right. They might have just been content going to the locker, but at least trying to at least have a chance to put up a big play. But that'll be the end of the first half. Bit of a low-scoring contest by SFL standards, but still a good game. Canton currently leading on Indy 10-3 at the break. The solo touchdown coming from Logan Lee in that latter 2 minutes of the first half. As we take a look at the team stats for the first half, and it's been mostly Canton, but Indianapolis has been really fighting on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I think both teams have actually been really impressive on defense. I mean, that Canton Classics touchdown came with about a 30-yard field on a turnover. So both defenses have actually been very impressive. They've both schemed for really exactly what their strengths are. They're stopping the run on the Ramblers side, stopping that impressive Classics backfield. And for Canton, they've really held Colin Pierce in check. He had a really nice game last week, and they've turned him over once and really held his receivers to underneath throws that haven't gotten a lot of yards after catch. So interesting second half coming up here. I'm excited to get to it.
Yeah, this should be a really good one. Both of them have both defenses have 2 sacks, but in terms of tackle for loss, Indianapolis does have the lead with a 7-4 advantage in tackles for loss. So if their defense can kind of keep things going that way and kind of deny that run game for Canton, I think Indianapolis will have all the chances they need to get back and maybe even take the lead. This one taken from about the 4-yard line. Banfield returning it up the middle will get some profit. Almost stayed on his feet. It gets wrapped up at the 28-yard line. So second half about to get underway with Colin Pierce under center for Indianapolis. So we take another look at that return.
Yeah, this is a good return by Banfield. He had that broken tackle. He had a little bit of blocking help over on the left side, but he wasn't able to break that second tackle. But still good field position for Colin Pierce and the Ramblers to start the second half.
Absolutely. Colin Pierce was 5 for 7 for 39 yards with about a 5.6 YPA, and that one pick, of course, kind of the big deal there to near the end of the game, the end of the half. Handoff going up for Christian, plows into Jamal, and ends up going down for a gain of 4. We have a game update from San Diego. Take it away, Cam.
Thank you, Ethan. Vancouver in San Diego today, and a number of Mavericks are coming home. This is Mateo Privado with the touchdown, the former Maverick, to put Vancouver up 10-7. They just scored again. They're up 17-7 in the middle of the second quarter after a late kickoff there. Back to you guys for third and short.
Thank you, Cam. Another run there for Christian to set up third down and short to go. Maybe about a piece of paper, as it kind of usually is with these measurements. That does seem about right. They'll go with 2 tight ends, 2 backs. Roosevelt looks like he's going in motion to the right side. He will. And looks like a bit of zone coverage there in the secondary as they adjust between Bernstein to Lacey. And it's a sneak from Colin! And he'll move it up to the 41 on a first down.
Yeah, they went for that sneak in the first quarter when it was about 3rd and 3, something like that, and it really didn't work. But that, when you've got to just get the nose of the football across, that was a great call. And good pickup by Colin Pierce to move the chain.
Great play call there to keep the drive alive. Now at the 41-yard line. 3 receivers. Blitz being shown here. They will run it. And Christian cannot get around. Looks like Brackett was one of the blitzers there on that play. It goes down for no gain. Rough sledding on that play there. They saw the blitz coming, and they thought maybe they had him beat on that other direction. But nothing doing there. Now 2nd and 10. 3 receivers right, one of them down, and they're going to put Lloyd from the back into motion to the right side. There's the snap. Pressure coming around. Is nearly surrounded there on that play as Roosevelt ends up dropping it. It'll be 3rd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate drop for Roosevelt. He actually had some space there up the sideline if he was able to make that first man miss. So that's a crucial drop to set up a 3rd and 10.
And you see, once again, Lloyd in the backfield position. I don't know if they might put him in motion again, but we'll see here. 3 wide to the left side, 1 to the right. They'll go for the throw. Colin up the middle. Will get it away and caught to Randy Pierce, the tight end, who gets down to the Canton 40-yard line and a first.
What an interesting set, right? Devin Lloyd kind of almost a decoy in the backfield. Are they going to set him in motion? Is he going to kind of run a route? Nope, he's still back there to block, but it opens up enough confusion, I think, for the Canton Classics that Randy Pierce was open enough in the middle of the field to convert for that first down.
First catch of the day for Randy Pierce goes for 25 yards and the first down, and now they're inside enemy territory. Twins to the left here for 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff. Christian up the middle, trying to push the lineman to no avail. Ends up going down for about a gain of 3.
Yeah, still Indianapolis they're still kind of committed to the run here, which is nice. They've not been able to get a lot going, but if they're going to get a couple yards on first down and make this a little bit shorter, I don't hate it.
From the eye, Colin gonna throw the deep ball, gets it to Roosevelt to the 22, and an 18-yard gain for another first down.
I think getting Roosevelt into a rhythm here in the second half is really the best thing Indianapolis can do. Obviously, there's not a lot going on in the run game, as we just talked about, but Roosevelt really is their best option in the passing game. Banfield's good for red zone touchdowns. Randy Pierce had that great catch just previously, but Roosevelt really is their main guy.
Yeah, comparing the run games for both of these squads, 35 for Indianapolis compared to 34 for Canton, but this is going to go up quickly with Devin Lloyd, the wide receiver, doing some running work. He ends up going outside for a 7-yard gain.
I mean, look, what is it? Christian Pierce and Tino Sosa averaging, I don't know, about 2 yards a carry. Why not give it to the receiver? See what he can do with it. That was a nice little carry for Devin Lloyd.
They gave a little bit of rest for Harleman and Pierce, who are now back in the backfield in the eye. Handoff for Christian. Swarmed at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Boy, both of these defenses have really stifled the traditional running backs in both of these squads.
Yeah, it's a really, really interesting commitment. Both sides not really wavering from that commitment, and both of them succeeding. I mean, we just heard it's 30, 35-ish yards on the ground for both these squads. So really impressive day so far.
Pitch out to the left side. This way for Tino Sosa, who will be just short of the line to gain. Tackle there from Kanye Rockefeller. We'll bring up 4th down and 1. This is a tough call here. You could go for it, but if you get the points, you're at least down by less than a touchdown.
I think if you give Canton a long field, your defense is playing well enough that I would trust them. So I like the call here to put some points on the board.
Kiefer from the left hash will put it on its way. It's
Oh.
no good! Kiefer misses it as it means too much to the right.
And that's his first miss of the year so far, and it's a huge one. I still agreed with the call to put the points up, but Kiefer missing it puts them in a really awkward position. Canton now surviving that drive, and they've got another chance to go downfield.
That is Kiefer's 3rd miss of his entire career. Prior to this season, he was 35 for 37 as the run goes nowhere again, as Wiseman making the tackle for a loss of 1.
Ethan, I ask you this. Where is Logan Lee?
Logan Lee is kind of
Logan Lee
on his laurels because he's got about 2 runs for 28 yards.
And a touchdown.
Here's a pass here from Patterson. Quick one up the middle. Incomplete. That was intended for Jack Wall, but it just falls out of his hands.
God, if I'm Canton, I'm putting this ball in the hands of Logan Lee. Take some pressure off of Scar Patterson. Robert Johnson has not been able to get a lot going. He's averaging about half the yards per carry as Logan Lee is so far this season, and today has even lengthened that gap. So interesting calls here.
On 3rd and 1. 3 wide to the right side for Patterson. Has some time in the pocket. Needs to get it off. He does. Has a one-handed grab at the 45 for Ryan Owens, and it's a Canton first down.
God, great play by Ryan Owens. Ryan Owens is really having an impressive game today, and obviously last week we saw Dillapre kind of take over in the passing game a little bit. Jack Wall had some impressive catches too, but today Ryan Owens is really the main target for Scar Patterson.
And a great job from Patterson. You saw the pressure from Matthews coming on his right side. He just stayed cool, stayed calm, and got that thing away to Owens, who's now nearing 75 yards of total receiving yards today. 3 to the left, 1 to the right for 1st and 10. Dime package for Indy. Patterson, time to throw. Pressure up the middle. Gets it away. Broken up by Melodious Manning. Incomplete.
Yeah, that was a tough catch for Bob Long. It hit his hands. That's what they always say. If it hits your hands as a receiver in the league, you ought to catch it. But that was a tough catch for Bob Long, and it's going to set up a 2nd and 10.
They'll go 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Looks like a bit of a nickel defense for Indy on this setup. They'll swap the tight end. He'll go into motion over to the left side. That's Jack Wall. He's had himself a nice day as well. 2 for 47. Patterson with the handoff up the middle for Johnson. Tried to stay on his feet, but look at the backup from Scarborough. Making the play. Only gets a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Robert Johnson tried to make something happen there on that spin move. Almost got out of it, but you saw Scarborough there, just having a really great game, and he's back there to make the stop.
And that's kind of what we were talking about. Wiseman is kind of the primary linebacker on that run defense, and then Scarborough there on the cleanup.
Yep, exactly.
Patterson with time, rolling out to his right, needs to get it away. Does so with the deep ball, and broken up, incomplete. Ryan Owens, the intended target, but great defensive stop from Rick Evans. That will force Canton to punt it away.
I don't hate the call by Scar Patterson. Obviously, Ryan Owens is hot. He's a 6'5" receiver out in space. He had the jump on his defenders, but just a little bit too much of crowded space there for Ryan Owens to bring it in.
Great defensive stop for the Indy defense as Brown will punt it away. This will be a fair catch called, and that will be taken by Indy at the 13-yard line. Have you ever wondered if you could be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster? Well, we are looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you to join the team for the next minor league season, kicking off in just a few months. Visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and get your voice on the call. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. There'll be a handoff. Christian going to the left side. Could not blow the tackle up as Rockefeller making the play for a gain of 1.
Rockefeller swarming here for the Canton Classics. He's had a few really nice tackles today, important tackles to set up better down for his defense.
Yeah, he's currently leading the team in tackles so far tonight with 8 solos and 2 assists. 2nd and 9, 3 bunched up to the left side. Calling the throw, pressure coming, they gets it away in time. Roosevelt has it blown out of his hands by Evan Lacey, and that'll be incomplete.
Evan Lacey there, just really, really great coverage on that pass. Just had no real space for Ryan Roosevelt. Even if he caught that ball, he would have been probably down right there at the spot. So really great.
More than likely, yeah, absolutely. So it'll be 3rd and 9, 3 receivers right, 2 to the left against the dime. Only 4 on the rush. Colin throws it out, gets it to Roosevelt down to the 28-yard line. No! They said he didn't get it. Broken up by Lacey, and it'll be 4th and 9.
Lacey again with incredible coverage. That was so remarkable because you could see on that bunch side of the field, really soft coverage. I expected one of those receivers to cut out to the sideline, easy catch, go upfield, get the first down, but instead it was that middle pass to Roosevelt. It was broken up expertly by Evan Lacey. Huge play.
So it's a 3-and-out for Indy as DeField will punt this away. Nice booming punt, taken at the 44. He returned right up to the midfield line. Wow, an incredible defensive stop from Canton. And again, they're going to have really good field position to start this next drive.
Yeah, and you can really credit that entire defensive sequence to the secondary of Canton Classics. Obviously, Rockefeller with the huge tackle that was really a tone setter. And then Evan Lacey with just two back-to-back great defenses against Ryan Roosevelt, the leading receiver for the Ramblers.
That marks the third 3-and-out of this game for Indianapolis. From midfield, just inside midfield. And the run for Johnson again met by Scarborough. Nothing doing on that play. Those runs up the A-gap are just not germinating anything.
Yeah, Robert Johnson, I don't know if he needs to collect rent from Scarborough and some of these other Ramblers, because they seem like they're living together in the backfield.
This will be a pitch out to Lee to the left side. Has room to run, and he'll get about 3. And he is brought down for Melodious Manning. Now 3rd and 6 coming up.
You can see what I mean, though. I mean, Logan Lee, every single time he touches the ball, he's got this little burst of explosiveness. That was not a big gain, obviously, but you can see the difference. Just kind of a different style of running between Lee and Johnson.
Trips to the right for 3rd down and 6. A little bit of looming pressure from Wiseman. Patterson gets out of the way. Throws it out. Completes it! Al Dillapre Sr. to the 30-yard line, and it's 20 yards for the first down.
And what set that up was an incredible block in the backfield to buy Scar Patterson some time. Look at this block. He's going to cut right here. That was an incredible block by Logan Lee to get down, make the block, and obviously Dillapre Sr.'s got to make the play, and he does.
Dillapre again now on 6 of 49 yards, counting for just a hair under a third of all of Scar Patterson's 170 passing yards so far tonight. 1st and 10 from the 29. They're going to put Gibson in motion to the left. And you see Evans in pursuit. It'll be a handoff. And Johnson will get a decent gain out of it. Gets about 4. Almost ties him for the longest he's had so far tonight, which is only 5.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's been tough sledding for Robert Johnson. You kind of feel like with this drive, points on the board. I know there's a whole other quarter left, but you kind of feel like points on the board for Canton is a huge deal here.
It would make it a 10-point lead, barring that missed field goal attempt from Kiefer, as again Wiseman brings down Johnson for another loss. So 3rd down and 6 now coming up.
It's a huge conversion here because it's obviously not a gimme for Kiefer from this distance, and hopefully Scar Patterson for the Canton Classics could get them a little bit closer at least.
Here the snake pit starting to rattle here for 3rd down. Patterson throws out, and it's broken up on the play, incomplete. Ernest McCree Sr. with his hands on the football and knocks it away.
And McCree Sr.'s had an excellent start to his season, and he almost had a pick earlier in the first half, and that was great coverage there to set up this field goal attempt for Kiefer.
So this will be Rob Ems from 42 yards, right in the middle of the field. On its way, was drifting left, but fades back in, and it will be good. Drive goes for 7 plays, 24 yards, and it is a 10-point lead for Canton with a minute to go here in the 3rd.
That looked real ugly coming off of Kiefer's foot, but it hooked back inside, and now it's a 10-point game. That feels big for Canton with how their defense has been playing.
Yeah, that was a great kick. And look, I think there might be some wind going on.
Oh, there's got to be.
That's probably what's accounting for a lot of this, because there was the miss on the right for Kiefer, and then you had Ems having to kick a little more to the left to try to compensate on his side. I think that's probably what's happening here, as Banfield will return it out to the 23-yard line. We'll take another look at that return, and that's been kind of been the go-to return strategy. They're just trying to run it up the middle here and try to get beyond the 20.
Yeah, he's actually had a couple of decent blocks set up for him a little bit downfield, but he's been unable to make that second man miss on a couple of these returns.
So they'll be calling under center for 1st and 10. Twins to the right side, and it looks like they've got Christian and Harleman in the backfield. Bit of a stacking of the box here for Canton as they're going to rush it up the middle. Christian goes nowhere once again. This time he is brought down by Brackett. That's his 4th tackle of the day.
Yeah, I know Canton's kind of daring Colin Pierce to start airing this ball out and the rest of the Ramblers, and I think they got to take it at this point. This
They
running
really
game's not
should.
coming together. Yeah,
It should. You're talking about 2.5 to 1
yeah.
on the ratio for yardage production. Is that catch completed to Roosevelt? Looks like he maybe got a couple of yards before Lacey brought him down. So it'll be 3rd down coming up.
I'm gonna have to dig through my notes, but I mean, like the average per attempt, like he's not getting the ball past about the 10-yard line on these passes. They're usually underneath. It's really interesting strategy here for Indianapolis.
Calling the throw. Pressure coming. Gets away from it. Rolling to his left. Has plenty of time in the pocket.
Wow.
Was going to run himself, but ends up getting brought down by Neil Rivers. That will count as a sack. So it'll be a loss of about 4 on the play as we end the 3rd quarter.
It's a coverage sack, right? I mean, you saw Colin Pierce try to get upfield at the last second, but couldn't do it.
That'll bring it to the end of 3. Put up your 4s, 12s, 68s, and 86s in the chat. We got 1 quarter to play, and Canton leads by 10. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music here on YouTube. Let's flip the field and read us our rights.
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Back here at the start of the 3rd quarter here in Indianapolis. Unfortunately, we have an injury update for Dedrick Law. He has suffered elbow tendonitis, so he will be out for the rest of this game. So unfortunate result there for Canton. So they'll have to rely on the rest of their secondary to get things done here. But they've been doing a good job so far, as it will be DeField to punt this away. Kick is up. It's getting a good little run down the middle of the field to be taken about the 41. Quick hit on the play from Manning, denying any possible return, so Canton will have to start it at their own 42-yard line. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Oh, quick handoff to Johnson, and again, it has been Wiseman and Johnson duking it out on the line. And again, Wiseman with the win that time, getting a loss of 1.
I mean, it's incredible. Robert Johnson's got to be looking at the sideline like, hey, maybe we could mix it up a little bit. I'm tired of these guys wrapping me up in the backfield.
2nd down and 11. Wall going in motion to the left side. He's set up in a down position. Patterson facing the blitz, throws up the middle. Gets the jumping catch to Wall, who looked to be the primary target. Read that blitz perfectly, and it's a 1st down.
Yeah, Scar Patterson just unfazed by the pressure here, and they had a lot of it coming up the middle, and he really did not have a lot of time. If he had actually placed that ball, kind of dropped it right into Jack Wall, we might be talking about 6 on that play, but that was still a great pass and a great catch by Jack Wall.
Wall now 3 for 67 so far today. Longest of his time here tonight, 26 yards. Also the longest play from scrimmage for the entire game for either side. 3 receivers right for 1st and 10. Patterson to throw, facing 6 on the rush, and barely gets it away. And it falls incomplete. Al Dillapre, the intended target.
Yeah, I can't really tell if he was actually just trying to throw that away. But either way, the pressure obviously got Scar Patterson on that one. Could not get it out to Al Dillapre Sr.
That became so much of a duck. I almost got my zapper out of it. I almost got my little light gun out of instinct to try to shoot that thing down. 2nd and 10. Patterson faces the blitz again. Throws up the middle. Wall with the catch. They've been reading those inside blitzes perfectly well. It's another catch for the tight end. Gets them another 1st down.
Another great conversion there by Jack Wall. And Ethan, you've just aged yourself a bit, but I love it because I also played a lot of duck hunt when I was a kid. So thank you so much. What a great.
This is Canton. They have their secondary mascot as the Bulldog. I wouldn't be surprised they were laughing at us.
I mean, classics is right, you know. You got to talk about the classics.
Absolutely. Set 1st and 10 now from the 17-yard line. Patterson to throw. Up the middle. Oh, over his target. Incomplete. And that was intended for Gibson, who's only gotten 2 targets so far today and nothing doing in terms of any catches.
Well, you just saw the graphic, though. You know, the Classics are outpassing the Ramblers almost 2-1 here in the second half, which is really a script flipped I did not expect coming into this game.
Second down with 5 wide. Patterson gets away, right side, caught! Touchdown, Canton! And it's a catch for Ryan Owens. First passing touchdown of the game.
What a dart. I mean, this was a perfectly placed ball, perfectly timed, in stride, an absolute dart from Scar Patterson to Ryan Owens. Ryan Owens is having a magnificent day. That's over 100 yards now through the air and a touchdown for him. So unbelievable game for Ryan Owens and really a great game for Scar Patterson so far.
Absolutely. That drive goes 6 plays, 71 yards. As you see the graphic there, Owens now over a century mark in receiving yards today. Definitely earning his stripes for player of the game honors later tonight if this score holds, as the kick from Ems is up and through. That'll make it 20-3 with 8:14 to go here in the 4th quarter. Tomorrow night, Cameron Irvine and Mike O'Neill are back with This Week in the SFL before the Seattle Nemesis battle the Baltimore Vultures to put a bow on Week 2 of the SFL's 22nd season. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, with This Week in the SFL starting at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, and that'll be right here on the SFL YouTube. Kick underway here, taken right at the goal line. Return here for Devin Lloyd. Gets a decent amount of profit on the return. They'll get it up to the 24.
Right, it's a 3-score game. We're seeing the graphic now. Canton has not given up a touchdown yet this season. Colin Pierce he's got to let this one rip. I mean, he's got to get this ball downfield, attempt to get Ryan Roosevelt out in space, maybe even get Devin Lloyd involved. He's had kind of a quietly impressive game today. But, you know, they're just getting outgained here more than 2-1, and they've got to make some stuff happen here in the last 8 minutes of the game.
Absolutely. And remember, Colin last season, 9th in the league in touchdown passes. He had 18, but compare that to 19 picks. That put him at the bottom of the league for interceptions, as this little pitch to Lloyd will get about 8 yards on the carry. Kind of using Devin Lloyd here as a bit of a utility back here, not just the wide receiver, but also doing the running game as well.
Yeah, I'm doing some little napkin math to see if Devin Lloyd actually is the leading rusher for Indianapolis. He may not quite be there yet, but it's close.
Might be getting there soon enough, as Christian's going to push ahead. He ended up getting planted from the back, but it was enough to move the chains for an Indy first down. With them down 3 scores, they got to start hurrying up here with about 7.5 to go.
Yeah, they do. They do. Those minute first downs. That's not going to cut it here. You got to get the ball downfield fast.
And up for Sosa will get about 6, and as they get plowed down to the turf by number 55 for Canton. That's Kevin Burkett, who's got tackle number 6 so far today. And now you kind of see the tempo starting to pick up now as they're starting to get into a faster rhythm.
Yeah, but still in running formation, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, 3 tight ends and an eye. Hands off to Christian. Got away from one, but couldn't get away from the others there. That was Mike All on the tackle. Got a couple of yards on the play, though, so a 3rd and pretty short 2.
Yeah, they've got to score, so they got to keep moving the chains. It makes sense. I mean, if they end up putting a touchdown on the board with about half the quarter left, they still have a lot of time.
From 2 in the back, and it's Colin running it himself, and he gets the first down. That has worked so far 2 out of 3 times tonight, and it's good enough to keep the Ramblers in business.
Yeah, maybe the philosophy is once we get the midfield, we can open things up a little bit. We want to make sure we can kind of get our paces here. And now it looks like they're in more of a passing down formation here.
Wins to the left side. They're going to pitch it out to Christian, and shakes one tackler trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and barely does. They'll probably give him about a half yard before Rockefeller brings him down. That'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, generous spot there. Rockefeller there. I thought he actually got there for the loss, but they credit him with about a yard on that one. And Rockefeller having a huge game so far.
Yeah, already up to 10 tackles so far tonight, one of them being for a loss. Here's Colin with a step to throw. Going to check it down. Oh, Roosevelt needs to turn around. He will, and he gets out of bounds for about a 1-yard gain. Lacey with the push. He'll temporarily stop the clock with 5:45 to go. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, that quick stop of the clock is meaningful here, but a 3rd and 8 means they've got to be thinking a little bit downfield. And again, we're seeing Devin Lloyd in the backfield, so an interesting set here.
Colin to throw. Has some time. Needs to get away from the back foot. Throws it. Penalty marker down. We could have a pass interference call, and that would be huge. And that one called on Kanye Rockefeller.
Oh.
Will put the ball at the 29 of Canton. 1st down, and it stops the clock.
Oh, yeah, Rockefeller there kind of stopping Randy Pierce's progress. Probably a good call. What a huge mental mistake. I mean, really, it was off his back foot. It wasn't a super accurate ball. Rockefeller there, commit the penalty, give him a fresh set of downs, and stop the clock.
That's not what you want to see from a 17-season veteran here in this league.
No.
Colin to throw. Gets away from pressure. Ball is out! And is picked up by Canton! Fumble recovery by Jabril Curse. For the time being, I think we might have them double-check this one.
Yeah, I actually think that was the very nice LL Volt. That was incredible.
It would be a fumble recovery by LL Volt if this stands. And yeah, I was not going to be surprised to see them challenge this one. Adam Wiseman throwing the challenge flag here. So we will take a retroactive look at this play, brought to you by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com, as we are going to take another look at the play.
It's been about, I think, 22 years since the Tuck Rule game. Let's see if that is what they indeed call here on Colin Pierce.
Let's hear the call.
It was moving forward.
It was. It's an incomplete pass.
Wow.
I think they got away with one there. I thought he was going back.
I do too. I thought he was pulling it back in, but they're going to call this a forward pass, incomplete, stops the clock, no change of possession. LL Volt can take that fumble recovery off the stat sheet.
But a great break for the Ramblers. Stops the clock with 5:24 to go. 2nd down and 10 coming up in their possession. High formation, 3 wide receivers. Watching the blitz. Here they come. They're going to rush 6. Christian trying to run right. He's only going to get about a yard before he is brought down by Jamal. And now 3rd down and 9. They've got to start airing this thing out. You've got 5 minutes to go. You got to get down there.
They've just taken so much time off the clock here. I mean, I know they can get it down in a hurry, so they've got a lot of time still, but it's just been a long drive.
With 5 wide, 4 on the rush. Colin throws right over his target and incomplete. Oh, that was a tough break there for Colin Pierce. Now, they are in good territory. You could kick the field goal here and still be down by 2 touchdowns.
You could. I wonder if they're going to take that opportunity and try to kick this thing. 46-yard attempt. Here we go. Kiefer has been pretty uneven today. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, the miss there came from 30, but I think from the right hash here, I think he'll have a good chance to fade it in. 46-yard attempt to get it back to 14. On its way. Looks good. Is good. And that'll make it 20-6 with 4:51 to go in the ball game, and now it's just a 2-touchdown situation for Indianapolis.
Wow, that kick barely made it too. It fell right behind the crossbar, but really, really nice kick by Kiefer, really making up for that miss earlier in the game. So still a 2-possession game, and they're going to go for an onside kick here. Wow.
I don't blame them being down 2 touchdowns. They got to try for it. It's got to go 10 yards. It will be recovered by Canton. And that was a pickup from Canton on number 72. That's the guard, Russ Hochstein, making the recovery.
Maybe Russ Hochstein should try out for tight end. That was nice hands. Nice layout for that recovery. So good job to Canton's hands team to make that recovery.
It'll give Canton great field position, but Indianapolis's defense has done very well in stopping the run, and with Canton in the lead, you got to expect them to run it to try to chew clock down. There'll be a handoff up the middle, and that will be Robert Johnson going nowhere with Scarborough on the play. It'll only go down for 3 yards.
And wouldn't it be ironic if Canton actually put together a good enough run drive here to kind of run the clock out? Indianapolis has been so good this game, and now that they know what's coming, I wonder if the result will be any different.
I mean, no, if they know it's coming, I think that's kind of what they were
what they've been doing. Yeah.
Hanging down in 7 with a tight eye. He might be setting it up. Yeah, handoff here up the middle for Johnson. No, excuse me, that's Logan Lee making the run. And he ends up getting about 5 to 6 yards on that play. So, again, the running game is starting to chew the clock down. We're down to about 4 minutes to go. Indy's got to get a stop here to give them at least a far field goal try and possibly miss, or get a loss and try to get a coffin punt.
Yeah, a first down here is killer for Indianapolis.
Tight offset eye. The 2 tight ends set to the right side. And you see the milk on the clock, 3:45 to go. It'll be a handoff to the fullback, and that is Bill Cherry getting his second carry of the day. And they push it out to the 27-yard line, a first down for Canton.
I love that play call. They loaded the left side. They faked Robert Johnson to the left, handed it off instead to Bill Cherry. And wow, that was just a really nice pickup and a really crucial first down for Canton to start putting some real pressure on Indianapolis here.
Yeah, a good 7-yard run for Bill Cherry. There's only 2 runs for 8 yards, but that last one doing really good for Canton, because now you see they're gonna take all the time in the world that they need to try to bring this game to a close. First and 10, offset eye with a receiver to the right. And they're going to switch up the tight end. No, excuse me, that's Bob Lung. He's going in motion to the left. So it'll be 2 receivers. And out to the fullback again. And there'll be another 8-yard gain. This one goes to Finn. We'll bring up 2nd and 2, as now we're under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, they're just Indianapolis is tired. They've done such a great job stopping this run all game, and it's just catching up to them, I feel like. And obviously, being down by 14 points, the run's coming. Canton's got options. They've got a lot of options to run the ball, and it's starting to really do the damage.
Man, I'm seeing some comments in the chat, from Henry Jones saying that might have been too early to go for the onside. I think that might be a valid point there.
Yeah,
because it's a really good field position to possibly score. As the run for Johnson will go nowhere, as that is a stop from McCray Sr. to bring up 3rd down and 2, and that should probably be the last play before we enter the warning.
Yeah, they don't have to snap the ball again, and they shouldn't. They should let this go down to the 2-minute warning, and they will. 2 minutes to go here in Indianapolis. Ramblers down by 14. They need to make a stop here and hope for a bit of a miracle to get back in this ball game. They trail 20-6. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music here on YouTube. So it's 3rd down and a long 2. A little bit of pressure here up the middle. Handoff for the fullback. Gets the first down! Down to the 14-yard line. That'll be the first timeout for Indianapolis. I mean, put him on top of a Sunday, because Bill Cherry really is kind of the finisher of this offense for Canton against this Indianapolis Ramblers front that's been so good all game. Now 2 crucial first downs by Bill Cherry to probably put this game on ice. Probably will if the couple more timeouts have to be blown here. A little bit of a pressure here up the middle, and it'll be a handoff for Johnson, who will get to the 10 for about a 5-yard gain. There's the second timeout for Indianapolis.
Something of note here, prior to that play, Robert Johnson and Bill Cherry tied in yards produced so far tonight. It was 20 runs for 11 for Robert, 3 for 11 for Bill Cherry.
That's a bonkers stat. Yeah, that's huge.
Second down and about 5. Handoff up the middle, and Cherry getting another bit of love as he's close to the line to gain. That'll be the final timeout for Indianapolis with 1:47 left to go.
Yeah, Cherry had 9 carries for 43 yards last week, and showing why he's just still a really important part of this backfield.
They're down in a really generous 1.
Yeah.
They are going to go into the offset eye. A first down here will effectively end the game. Handoff Johnson right side. He's going for the end zone, but he'll be denied. Down at the 1-yard line, 1st and goal to go. And they don't need to do anything else. They just run this clock down, and they've got themselves a win.
Yeah, Robert Johnson almost rolls into the end zone, but it's almost better that he didn't. I mean, obviously scoring 3 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes is basically an impossible task, but it's almost better to just let this clock run out, and that's what they'll do. Canton is just really down the stretch done a better job operating their offense better than Indianapolis is.
So that will put Canton into victory formation. Just the last bit of time before we finish things out here in the Snake Pit. So we'll get down to about a minute to go. Canton now going to go to 2-0 on the season. And that so far is their best start in franchise history. Granted, 4 seasons in existence, and this is the first start that they've had a winning record under their belt. But still, always great to have great momentum with a couple of wins to start out the season. Really good way to get things going.
Well, and 2 wins with barely getting Logan Lee involved in the second game. I mean, they've got to feel good about it, right? This defense has been playing lights out so far this season. Kanye Rockefeller really nice in run coverage and in the backfield. The secondary is really nice. Diedrich Law, obviously losing him for injury in this game. Ultimately inconsequential because Evan Lacey really stepped up. So really good team win for Canton. Really good situational awareness by Canton. And Indianapolis, this is a tough loss, but we saw how well they could move the ball last week. They'll be back with, I think, a different game plan in the weeks ahead. And I still feel pretty good about this Indianapolis offense for sure.
Absolutely. There is zeros on the board. Canton goes to 2-0 with a great win tonight here in the Snake Pit. They beat Indianapolis 20-6. A little revenge from that comeback game that they had back in season 19. A little bit of note here from the stats truck here. Canton burned the last 4 minutes and 51 seconds of the game. They had the almost entire second half of the fourth quarter, and they held onto the football and ran it down to win the game. Fantastic finish there for Canton. Now we got a question. Now, who do we give player of the game honors to? And I'm thinking it's kind of a torn thing, but I'm kind of thinking it's either Scar Patterson with his 242 passing yards, or do you give it to Kanye Rockefeller with his 10 tackles?
I got to be honest with you. I was looking at the stats. I was thinking about the flow of the game. I'm giving it to Evan Lacey. Diedrich Law goes down early with injury. Evan Lacey had those 2 really impressive pass breakups, and he had the interception that gave Canton that short field that really got them going in the right direction. So my game ball would go to Evan Lacey, although you could give it to Scar Patterson for managing a great game. Kanye Rockefeller, like you said, was just kind of everywhere. But really, for me, this secondary of Canton was a big difference maker. Really held Colin Pierce to 85 yards passing, and that's ridiculous after a 255-yard game last week. So I think Evan Lacey gets it for me, but any of those guys you mentioned could have also been recognized.
I think you're absolutely right. There's got to be a defensive player, and I think Evan Lacey's a good one. Next week, Canton will host Baltimore. Next week, Indianapolis will go to Jacksonville in their next bouts. That's the final here from Indy. Canton winning at 20-6. For my partner here, John Warren, our statisticians Gerald Smith and Justin Reside, and our commissioner extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, I am Ethan Muslin. Don't forget tomorrow, Monday night action coming up with Seattle and Baltimore. Don't miss it. We'll see you then.